Hey, it's Fear. I just want to let you know the episode of FEARCast you're about to listen to is from season 1, so it's old and the material might not be relevant. The conversation's still good, but the band may or may not be still together. The person making movies might not be doing it anymore. But just in case, I wanted to put it out there so you guys can check it out. And also Google the bands, see if anybody's still around. And if you hear music you like, there you go. Also, check out any of the movies mentioned, because movies are always still around. Well, I guess, unless they pull them away. Anyway, it's an older episode, but a good episode, so I wanted to put it out. Stay tuned, nftfyb.com for everything new. And I hope you come back and enjoy season 2. We're getting some new guests and getting this thing going. So check out the other podcasts, Talk Life Pod, A and Way, and of course, FEARcast. So run along, kiddies. Are you ready?
Simulation. Cast off the simulation. Cast off the simulation. Cast off the simulation. You can escape. Must not assume. You can erase what's coming. I will not kill my brother. I will return asunder. I will not fear the other. I will not kill my brother. Cast off the simulation. Yeah, you're running so fast. So you hit that wall. Yeah, you realize it all comes down to nothing at all. Yeah, you're fading so fast. Isn't the fall. Yeah, you realize it all comes down to nothing at all. The simulation. We can't escape. Must not assume. We can't erase what's coming. I will not kill my brother. I will return asunder. I will not fear the other. I will not kill my brother. That's off the simulation. Yeah, you're running so fast. So you hit that wall. Yeah, you realize it all comes down to nothing at all. Yeah, you're fading so fast. Destined to fall. Yeah, you realize it all comes down to nothing at all. to North America. Yeah, you're fading so fast. Yeah, set to fall. Yeah, you realize it all comes down to North America.
And welcome to FEARCast. I'm your host, Fear Innes. Working the board, we got my boy Razor.
What up?
Coming out of the NYC, we got Ray.
What's up? What's up, people?
And joining us from the land down under, from our last enemy, Oliver Fogwell.
Oh, g'day guys, how you doing?
Wow, he really
Australian
put the Australian on that one.
That's what I was hoping. Really ham it up for the North American guys.
No, I really appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks a lot.
No, it's awesome, man. I don't know. We talk about it all the time. It's amazing how this show has allowed us to reach out across continents and talk to musicians from all over the place, man. Like, and it really opens you up to just how much good music is out there that you may never have heard unless we can get a hold of them. So, and the new disc that's tearing it up over here, Pariah, is fucking awesome, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Glad you guys are liking it.
Now, so I was reading the press kit that came through Eclipse, and it was talking a little bit about the band's name. Did you want to kind of go into that a bit?
Yeah, I guess it's the funny side story to it, which is the real story, is it was just the bass player, actually, Matt. He was up at God knows 3 a.m. You know, we'd had a few drinks. He was watching that late night TV, and there was some preacher guy on there, and he's going off. And one statement that he said really stuck with him. He's like, "Until we meet death, our last enemy." And he's like, "Whoa, that's heavy, man." So that's kind of where the original little tagline came from, and then we kind of incorporated it more into what the band was about and gave it some more meaning and fleshed it out. And we can put it with a few different other interpretations as well. But that's basically where it came from. So like a drunken late night TV session. So I'm sure you guys will understand that.
Oh yeah,
totally.
That's pretty much everything we do.
Yeah.
But that is sick as fuck, man, because we actually had a really in-depth talk about death last night, and just how that is the final, like, as far as we know, that is the last enemy. That's the end game.
That's it. Yeah, that's right. That's the final boss. That's game over after that one. So so I guess that's where it comes from. So it has that, those heavy kind of connotations like that and dark and whatnot, but we put another spin on it too, as in the tarot and things like that. The death card, if you pull that, it's not always a completely negative thing. It can be seen as, a rebirth or a positive fresh start or something like that, always reinventing yourself. So you can take a spin on it. And if you want to focus on the whole, that's the end of the game kind of thing, it's, well, yeah, it is. So how about we have a freaking awesome game until the end, you know what I mean? Like, make the most of it kind of thing.
Exactly. Just have as much fun you can while you're here.
Exactly. Just tear it up.
Well, and that's pretty much what we came to after. I don't know. We talked for like 45 minutes on death and all this sort of stuff. And
it's a lot of...
in the end, the only thing you can do is have as much fun with your time as you can.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's absolutely right. And we definitely try and do that in all aspects of our life.
So then I was also reading, it was talking about the song 10,000 Headless Horses being featured on the band, on the game Rock Band.
Yeah, Rock Band 3, yeah. So we got to be through Microsoft, a playable level on the Xbox version, which was really, really cool. So we had, there was kids uploading like YouTube videos of them playing through it and trying to get the high score.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's freaking cool. We're like, because we like computer games and stuff as well. So
I can't imagine that one being an easy level.
No,
yeah,
no.
I think which one was it? A few people put up a drums playthrough, which they said was harder, but and the guitar one. But on that one is the one where you can be like every instrument, including like the keys and the vocals and stuff. the keys aren't too complex. I think when it translates to a game, it was only like 2 buttons. So whoever got to play that guy got the shit easy go.
Yeah,
I'm taking the keys. I'm taking the keys.
I got the keys.
The crazy thing about that, though, is like whenever you hear, like a lot of these kids today, they're like, yeah, I freaking killing in this game. I can play it. I'm like, no, you fucking can't. You can't even come close to playing that. But they think they can because they're hitting 5 buttons. They're like, look, I'm nailing it. I'm on expert level. I'm like, yeah, go pick up a fucking real guitar or a real drum set and then tell me you can play it. You know what I mean?
When the buttons aren't 3 inches long, 3 inches wide.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. Well, I was kind of, when I first saw those kind of games, I'm like, what? It's like, that's 5 buttons to play like an intricate song. How does that work?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, the first time I got to play one of those games, I was actually at Raymond Herrera from Fear Factory. We were over in LA doing the record over there at his studio, and we went back to his house after it, and he had the full setup, huge TV, and the full electronic drums, and we're there with a couple of guys from Threat Signal who were doing a record there as well. They're from Canada. You might know those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're all jamming out after this gig. We went to it was like the Whiskey A Go-Go and watched this cool show. And then we went back to their house and we're drinking and playing Rock Band on the big screen. So that was my first introduction to it. So it was actually with real musicians.
You guys are actually in rock bands. Like,
I know.
Yeah, right?
Weird. It was really surreal, I guess. Yeah.
I know we, my brother is as drummer, has been for a long time, and he can't play it worth shit because he tries to play the real song, and the beats on the screen don't match the actual beats of the song.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So he had a hard time with it.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I'm not big up on it. I haven't really played it that much. Well, I've played our own song for real though, but
you've played it once.
But it's kind of interesting how it all works. But yeah, it's really funny how people are like, yeah, I can play all these songs. I was like, you can.
Yeah, you can't even come close.
Don't be wrong, it's fun, but that doesn't mean you can play it.
Well, yeah, because I can't remember which one it was that we were playing Heart Shaped Box, and it's not to the rhythm at all. You're just like click, 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 and I'm struggling through it. I'm like, I can actually play this song. Why can't I get these fucking buttons to work?
No, I was thinking the other day, we were like, wouldn't it be cool if you're on tour and you're not feeling it and you're going to do a show? It's like, can we turn it down to easy level today? That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. I drank way too much last night.
Yeah, exactly.
We're playing on easy level today.
Yep, I'm cruising through this one.
I remember I saw this one interview with oh shit, I can't think of his name. Guitarist for Rage Against the Machine.
Tom Morello.
Yeah, Tom Morello.
So Tom Morello sat down and was hanging out with this kid, and this kid was playing all these like Rage Against the Machine songs on hard expert, and Tom couldn't keep up. And it was the most hilarious thing because Tom's like, get a real guitar.
Yeah, I wrote this shit. This ain't how you do it.
So I don't know, man. That stuff's pretty cool. But now they got games like Rocksmith and stuff that are coming out where
you hook up a real guitar to.
And you start actually learning how to play, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
It is.
I haven't seen that. Okay.
We actually have a version of that game. I don't know if it's the same one, but we have that where you can plug in your actual guitar and play, but it's not the same either also because they also simplify it. So rather than playing the actual riff, you're playing the roots, like the root notes.
Yeah.
Which is a big pain in the fucking ass. You know what I mean? And it's like, wait, I could show you how to actually play this, but stop, turn this shit off. You know? But whatever.
So you're reduced to the bass player. Oh, burn!
Oh, you're a roadie. Now you got to clean up.
Oh.
They should come out with a game where it's roadie and you just have to carry things around. 10 points. Oh, but you get no pussy. Oh.
You're gonna like stack boxes and shit. Yeah, it's like it's like Tetris.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have to put everything into this cube van.
Into the van, yeah.
Yeah.
Pack the van.
Well, that's what we do when we pack the van. We're like, oh, Tetris master.
That's awesome, man. So you had mentioned that you guys are in the studio working on some new stuff?
Yeah, we've been working on it for about 6 months now, but we've been kind of doing shows in between, which is kind of slowing the whole process down. So right now we've kind of said like cutting the shows out for a few months, and we're going to just finish this record. We're about pretty much halfway through. We've demoed about 6 of the songs which are pretty finalized, and we've got about 20 other ideas and really rough demos which we're fleshing out at the moment. So we've got stacks of stuff there. We just need to put it all together. But that's what the stage we're at now. We were tracking some vocals and some bass last week. We're doing a few more drum takes this week. And, it's all coming together, which is great. We've sent some of the demos through to the label who are really excited. They think it sounds great. It's going to be a really good follow-up. We've definitely taken our time, though, because we still want to rush this one out. We want to really take our time and make that second record to be better than the last, rather than just, farting something out because the first one did okay and they want something really quick kind of thing. So definitely taking our time with it this time so we can have it to where we want. So you don't always have that horrible, rush a record out, then go on tour, then after the tour go, oh, we should have done this here and this here. This works better. You know what I mean? Like, oh, shit. So doing all the mistakes first and, having a chance to look back on it and make any changes we want to before we lock it in for all of time.
Well, that's what I was going to ask with doing live shows. And while you're doing this record, is there anything that you're showcasing? And then as you're playing it live, you're like, oh shit, if we change this up, this will work better. And
yeah, definitely. So we've been, I think we've done the last few shows. We did 2 of the new ones, which got a huge response, which was really, really encouraging. And there's people who came to a couple of shows were already singing along by the third show. So like, oh, this one's connecting and this is great. And we've just, you always get feedback after the show. You go, I really like it when you slowed it down in that bit, and I really like the way it kicks in here. And we know what bits maybe to extend a bit or move around kind of thing. But yeah, it's been a really good response to those. So that's like, oh wow, we're on the right path with this one. So that's cool. No,
that's fucking awesome, man. Anytime you can get feedback beforehand, I mean, that's who's going to buy your shit, right?
Exactly. That's market testing or whatever, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly. You're part of a blind test.
Now, be completely honest.
No, that's awesome, man.
Just to jump in real quick. So how does all that work? Like when you guys decide you're going to go, okay, we want to do the next album, right? We want to make it epic, whatever. Does the label sit with you and say, okay, you have X amount of dollars to make this work within? Is it an unlimited budget, or do you have to finance it yourself? How does it all work?
Yeah, basically, well, as you know, like it's a totally different kind of game these days with the music industry. There's not hardly any bands are getting, fucking checks thrown at them and private planes and all that kind of shit. That doesn't happen anymore.
No, fuck no.
Most cases now that I know of, even with more established bands, you wouldn't know, and they usually, a lot of the bands now just create the product, create the content themselves, basically, and then use a label as a way of getting it out there. And that's where they come in with all their connections and they promote it and hook you up with media and radio and things like that. But in this day and age, you've really got to create the product and the content yourself before anyone's really going to touch you. No one's really taking chances on a band and going, here's 20,000 and go make this record. We think it's going to be great. It's like, no, come to us with a great record that we think we can put out there and do well with, and we'll get behind that. You know what I mean? So that's really the dynamic. That's really the way it works these days. Considering this is our second album, we're getting a bit more support from those guys in that way, and we know what we can do with it. And considering the first one was a bit of a success for them, they're a bit more confident in giving us a bit more in that. But at this point in time, we're really lucky that 2 of the guys in our band basically have home studios, which, pretty much anyone with a computer and a program these days can do, which is a twofold kind of thing. It's great. Everyone can have a go at it, but then that means that every man and their dog's trying to, put a record out. So,
line drop next week.
Yeah, awesome, man.
And let us know if you need hot beats.
Yes, do you need any hot beats?
We got dope beats.
Man, that's all that's all our Twitter is at the moment. It's all these hip hop dudes trying to sell us beats, and it's like,
hell yes. Oh my god, it's the worst. I get at least 20 of those a day. Yo, beats by Dre. I'm like, shut up. Nobody wants your beats.
Yo, you need hot beats?
Yeah. So that's become like an inside joke for all of us.
It really has.
That's a thing. I thought it was just me. So they're out there. These beat
Oh no,
mongers.
it's crazy.
These goddamn beat mongers.
Yeah,
outta
but
here.
it is like you said, Oliver, where anybody these days with a laptop, some monitors, some instruments can create a home studio. It's not very complicated. The thing is, though, not very many of them are good at it at all. You know what I mean? So the quality ranges between, I just recorded a live demo in my garage all the way up to straight, label quality, amazing stuff. But I find also that the challenge with that is that, like, a lot of the stuff that they can do in the studio, they can't necessarily do live. You know what I mean? So they've overproduced it. They've oversold themselves. And then you go see them live and you're like, wow, these guys suck. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's true.
I know, it's totally true. I was talking last time we were in the studio with one of the guys we work with here. He was saying how all these young bands come in and they're like, we want to sound like this. This is the band that we listen to. And it's like, do you know how much production is on that? And like that guy's been auto-tuned and that's been edited and that's not even real drums. And like, and these little, he goes, but one of the funny things is, he goes, some of these young bands, they think that's what their idols really sound like. So they're trying and they're practicing really hard to be like that. And they come in, he's like, damn, they're actually pretty good because they've been looking up to like a drum machine and an auto-tuned vocal.
Yeah.
And they've almost made themselves like a computer because that's what they think the benchmark is of reality. So sometimes it can actually create a better artist out of it, or someone who becomes a machine really. So he was like, that's kind of funny. These guys are basically got inbuilt auto-tune now because they think that's real.
Oh, absolutely.
Since the benchmark a bit high. But back to us, we've got, a couple of home studio kind of setups here, and our drummer is like a certified engineer. He's been to, music school and all that stuff. So the demos we're putting out, a pretty good quality. And I think that's what the label was excited about. It was funny because we sent through a couple, and then I saw Chris from Eclipse do this interview, and he was saying, he goes, some of the bands on my roster, when they send me demos, I'm blown away because they're like, release quality. And I'm like, hey, I think he's talking about me.
That's us. He's talking about us.
Yeah. Well, us, I should say, yeah. But so that's our kind of benefit there, and that's kind of how we're working. We're getting everything up to pretty good quality demo stage, and then kind of nutting out the deal with how we're going to work the final record of it in the full-on studio with what producer we go with, and So the label's on board for putting out the next record. We're just nutting out some more of those finer details at the moment as the demos come through. But yeah, it's totally a different day and age for the music industry, man. It's totally different.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, back in the day, you used to hear a demo and it sounded like somebody recorded in a tin can while the other guy was farting in the other room. and now, yeah, like you can sit down, you could obtain Pro Tools, no problem.
Yeah.
Just go from there.
And the industry itself is just so different. Like, like there's no one throwing money at you. You've got to do all this stuff and get the attention from them that way. And it's just the industry, just the way it works is it's going through a massive change. I feel like we haven't really found that the old model just doesn't work whatsoever anymore.
Not even a little bit. Nope.
Yeah. And we're kind of feeling out the new way and how this Spotify bullshit works and horrible deals for the content creators works, and it's not there in this weird grey area. So hopefully, obviously, we have to adapt because the internet's not going anywhere. It's not going away. We're not going to go back to the way or anything like that. So you just got to man up and face it. But the way it is now is not perfect, and we've still got a lot of work to do to figure out how this new model is going to work.
Well, and that was a big thing, right? The internet cracked open the world.
Yeah.
So you went from where there was quote unquote rock stars, that those were the people that you heard, those were the people that were touring, to now anybody can be putting out stuff to the entire world. And with that came the whole fact that now you have 7,000 bands that sound exactly the same.
Oh, so true. So fucking true.
So now you got to try to find the originator or the one that suits you, I guess.
Exactly.
And
so
now it's like a fucking it's like seaweed in an ocean, man. It's just
Man, that's totally true. That's the twofold, kind of of the internet. That on one hand, a lot more people can make music and get it out there, which is cool. You know what I mean? You can discover more stuff, which is really cool. That's cool. We're more interconnected across the globe as like we are right now, as we're speaking together. But on the other hand, it's just so much crap out there. You know what I mean? So
believe me, I do.
yeah.
I get it all day, especially on Twitter, like because I get inundated with bands, and everybody's always like, check us out, and I usually try to take at least one listen to it, and some of them I'll tell them flat out, like I have no problem just telling them like, listen, it's not for me, it's not my thing, or if they suck, I'll tell them like, look, this was terrible. I don't care. I don't have time for the bullshit anymore, so I'll tell them flat out, like, I'm sorry, this is garbage. You need to work on this. And it's not necessarily that they're bad. Like they have potential, they can play. They just don't write good songs. They don't put it together well. So it's it's a weird thing. And again, it's all taste. I'm sure there's somebody out there that loves it, thinks it's amazing. It's just not for me. But that's the challenge in today's world. Is like you said, there's so much out there that there's so much repetition. Every band is trying to sound like, in this one bubble. It's like, guys, step back a little bit. Let's be ourselves. Whatever comes to us, let's just make that.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said before, like everyone can have a home studio and put out some stuff, but do they have good songs? Like, no.
No, not a lot of them.
We get so many a day. Like we get so many people sending us stuff every day that if we booked all of them, we'd be booked till the end of the year already.
Yeah,
sure. Easily.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I was the same way. When every time I'd get somebody, I'd try to give them the benefit of the doubt, try to listen through, and I'd bring them to the table and be like, what do you guys think? Like, even though if I knew they weren't that good, but I know that side of it. I want everybody, and now it's just like, no, you should change a couple of things here, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we first started the Twitter account, I was like, I made it a point to listen at least, like you say, to one song of every kind of band that messaged or followed or whatever. And I was a bit naive. Then I was like, yeah, I'll do it all. But now I'm just like, more beats? No more beats. No more beats.
No more beats.
I got some sick beats for you.
Yeah, exactly. That is one of the weirdest things about Twitter. Is like everybody's got something they're trying to sell, right? So everybody's like trying to either it's beats, it's music, it's hey, just they want more followers.
Naughty cam shows.
Yes, I get that all the time.
Porn.
I appreciate those though.
It's porn. It's dick pics. It's you name it. It's hilarious. I must get like 20 dicks a day. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Why are you sending me dick? I don't want
subscribing to the dick a day post, Ray.
I mean, well,
Good day.
that's a good point. Maybe I shouldn't subscribe to dick a day pics.
Exactly.
That's all.
Unfollow, man.
I'm not going to unfollow.
No.
I'm just gonna say they should stop.
Yeah.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't open Twitter and gasp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the inside of a vagina. Holy shit.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of I notice there's a lot of Russian brides out there. I get a lot of Svetlanas who need my help.
Oh,
and
yeah. I got 2 or 3 that I'm trying to get citizenship for.
Yeah. It's a green card wedding, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Twitter's such a dirty little pool.
I've stopped opening Twitter when I'm at work.
So just to change gears a little bit, what is the actual writing process for the band? Like, who comes up with the ideas or the concepts for the album or songs or whatever?
Sweet. Okay, so there's a couple of different ways that we work it. So sometimes one guy, like say Biz, the guitarist, or Matt, the bass player, will come in with a kind of a fleshed out song. They'll go, here it is. I recorded a little demo. This is how I think it should go. It was my idea, and it's pretty much a song. It's a couple of minutes worth of a song, and we'll jam it out live in the rehearsal space, and everyone will kind of like add their little 2 cents into it, and it's very democratic. No one ever just comes in and goes, these are the songs, and this is how it's going. And I know a lot of bands that work like that. Where there's one dedicated songwriter who kind of like leads the way on everything. Where
yeah.
This is Steel Dragon, and you'll play when I tell you to.
You know what? Sometimes I'm like, wow, that would be so much easier because we get it done faster and we didn't have to like discuss everything, blah, blah. But then you wouldn't have that more kind of broad creativity, which I think it comes across in our songs a bit more. There's a few things going on. You can tell it's not one guy's kind of viewpoint on everything. It's why there's a few kind of genre mashing elements there. And we all have, we all got pretty different tastes. Like we all love metal, obviously, but we all like different parts of it. And Biz is really into like Japanese, like J-rock and like this crazy out there stuff. Nice. And I know our drummers, he's also like a drum and bass DJ as well. Like he's played some really big dance festivals and stuff. So he's got that kind of element there.
So
and,
he needs beats.
He's got beats for us.
He's probably going to hit you up to buy his beats. He's going to tweet you to buy his beats.
Yo, I got dope beats.
I do got dope beats. Oh, shit.
He's always, he's the kind of guy who'd be like, what? I'm not paying for that. I make these.
Right?
He's like, no, don't fucking pay for that shit, man. But yeah, so someone will come in with a kind of rough idea, and we'll all kind of just throw our own bits in and go from there. Other times it'll be simply one guy will go, I've got this cool riff. It's like, whoa, that's a cool riff. And then someone will go, well, I have one that I think will go really well with that. And then suddenly a song just comes out of these two different ideas that we didn't know, each other had. So I'd definitely say it's a democratic process in our band more so than, one kind of songwriting leader in there. Yeah, for sure.
I think that's great. I even think it comes through in the Pariah. Like there's a lot of times where I listen and I didn't see that change coming. You know how like a lot of bands are very formatted that way. They got the same kind of format for every song.
Same song structure.
Yeah, same structure, same whatever. I felt like on Pariah it wasn't that way at all. I felt like it some of the changes I was like, whoa, I didn't expect that. Okay. you know?
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that came across because that's definitely the idea there because, we don't want to be too formulaic like that. Definitely, that's also us just developing as songwriters as well. And I think one big thing that happened to us is when Biz joined the band because he came over from Florida. He's actually, he's an American citizen and he was on tour with a band that he was in the States called Genitorturers, which was he was with Dave Vincent from Morbid Angel, and they came over here, and then he met a girl, and then he came back here, and then they got married, and then now he's living in Australia for a couple of years, and he's like, man, I need a band, and we hooked up with him, and he brought a I wouldn't say more mature because he's probably the most immature person I've ever met. But, he brought just a bit more, songwriting. I think his songwriting comes across definitely in our stuff now, and a bit more structure, and so definitely that's one big benefit of having him in the band, and I think that we can see, and you'll see with the new stuff as well, and also with the fact that the drummer's new since that album, and he's got a slightly different style, and he's got those electronic elements that he brings to the band, which are really starting to feature on these new demos. And I don't mean it's like a techno song or anything. It's that more hard hitting kind of industrial stuff. So I'm really keen to get to see people, let people hear this new stuff soon.
I can't wait to actually hear it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm a big fan of the mix of metal and in that industrial sort of electronic sound. Like it just pounds.
Boots and pants.
Now,
I think it was.
Go ahead.
Was it Ray who said you were listening to the remixes on that record?
It was Ray who was saying that.
Yeah, I fucking love those remixes. I actually been listening to them for about 2 days now, I guess, because I don't know where I found them because they're not on the album that I have, not the version of Pariah I have. But somebody, maybe it was Chris that mentioned them to me, where he's like, you should check these out as well. And then all of a sudden I started listening to all the different ones on YouTube, and I found the one that I sent you the other day, what I thought was freaking incredible. I thought that guy nailed it.
Yeah, man. So we got a few friends to do a couple of remixes. So that was, I think the one you heard was Angel from Dope.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. We also got the singer from Divine Heresy, which was Dino from Fear Factory, on the band for a while.
Yeah.
He did a remix, and we got Mortis, who's crazy Goblin King. He did a cool one. And then we got also, because what we did a kind of like an EP mini record that we released ourselves before we got signed, which was just all remixes of our songs by like our friends. It started off just as me getting my friends who are in electronic bands over here and other metal bands to do remixes. And then Biz invited some of his friends from the States, and they got connected to bigger and bigger people. And then we got some big names on board, and yeah, it just turned into this full on record, which was was originally supposed to be a bit of fun for me. And so it's cool. We got like a full on remix record, and Eclipse decided to chuck a couple of those on some of the versions of Pariah to go over there. But that's cool because we're all interested in all different kinds of music, and you can to be heavy. It doesn't necessarily just have to be guitar and drums. You can be heavy in so many different ways. Like there's some really heavy electronic music out there, you know what I mean? Like dark fucking heavy shit. And so we just wanted to explore that kind of area of it as well, and just see how heavy we can go with that. And there's some really crazy shit on there. I'll have to send you guys the full version of the album of all the crazy remixes, because there's some really fucked up shit on there.
I'd love to hear it too.
Yeah,
I definitely.
I'll Dropbox you guys later.
Cool, man. Well, we're gonna take a quick break here, and we'll be right back.
Coming every Monday to your eardrums. The Passersby Podcast. Hosted by Matthew McDonough. We've got stories, narratives, tales, and anecdotes. Admission is free at the door at passersbypodcast.com. With a new story from a new passersby every week. You have no choice but to be there!
Well, hello there. I'm Brett,
And I'm Eric from Hot Butter Podcast.
a weekly conversational podcast that usually results in a moderately humorous take on the world in which we live.
You can expect the occasional rant, hockey talk, dad life, self-deprecation, our favorite song of the week, and plenty of randomness.
So grab a beer or wine spritzer and check us out on iTunes, Stitcher, Twitter, and Facebook, or on the World Wide Web at hotbutterpodcast.com.
Is it good yet? I heard the click. I don't know.
What about now?
I'm still waiting.
How about now?
Can you,
How about now?
Can you give me the Wayne's World countdown from? There it is. That's perfect. Okay, welcome back. Fuck's sake.
Fucking
Is
dick.
this mic on? Is this mic on? Check.
One,
Yeah,
two,
we're good.
one,
We're good.
two.
We're good.
So yeah, so
What was
yeah,
that?
my wife MDI said
MDI is here.
she's hanging out.
She's got headphones on, but she doesn't have a mic.
Just yell louder.
Yeah, there's enough mics in the room, it'll all pick up. So we're talking with Oliver Fogwell of Our Last Enemy, and right now we're talking about amazing food to eat at 2 a.m. when you're hammered.
Yeah.
So to bring the listeners up to speed, we had our good buddy King Dylan on last night. After a podcast and many drinks, we decided to hit 7-Eleven at roughly 2 a.m, something like that. I got a couple of the buffalo taquitos.
I'm not sure why we did that.
I don't know. Yeah, that was random.
Especially since we've been doing so well lately, going to the gym and not eating junk. And then at 2 o'clock in the morning, we went to 7-Eleven and ate some nasty hot dogs.
Well, we even asked the lady, we're like, when were these made? She's like, 3 hours ago.
I'll take one.
We're like,
Good
we'll get
enough
one
for
of
me.
each then.
Yeah.
And she's literally like, we're about to throw them out.
No, you're not throwing that out. I'm
It's
fucking
not-
eating that.
I'm surprised you didn't go for the waffle fries.
Oh, I
You
thought
really
about it.
wanted
I
them.
wanted the waffle fries, but they were like 4 hours old.
Well,
Do you guys hear yourselves? Like, this is 7-Eleven. This is not good.
I'm pretty
this
sure
is-
I have AIDS now.
Oh yeah.
I had it, but
Wow.
I gave it away.
There you go. That's always good. So
Gave it to fear.
yeah, now I got the AIDS. Perfect. How'd you get it?
Yay.
Oh, Oliver from Our Last Enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gave it away. Now you got to give it away.
Exactly. I just pass on. It's like it follows. Only
Yeah.
it's AIDS.
Exactly.
Yeah,
But
that's like this. That's like the really inappropriate jokes that we do in the studio and on the road. We're like, yeah, I had AIDS, but I gave it away.
That's the only way to get rid of it, right? You just keep banging.
That's it. You got to fuck it out of your system.
You gotta fuck AIDS out of your system.
I don't think that's accurate at all.
What do you mean it's not accurate?
Oh,
It sounds right.
Yeah, don't bring fucking biology and science into this, you dick.
God.
Man,
Don't take
the
your
guys
medical
get
advice
laugh
from
when
the
they
podcast.
hear this. When the guys hear this, they're gonna laugh because we make these kind of jokes. I'm like, can you imagine if people heard what we talk about? I'm like, well, they can now.
Yeah,
That's the entire podcast.
that's
It's like
essentially what we do.
it's horrible, really.
Yeah, just
I'm sure the men in white coats are going to show up one day. Just knock on the door.
We'll be done.
We have this straitjacket for you and a nice room reserved.
What?
Okay.
For what? What do you What?
Okay.
Speaking of straitjackets, do you guys ever watch Cheech and Chong movies?
Yeah. We like that culture.
Oh, it's 420 friendly here. There's one, I think it's Nice Dreams Ice Creams or something like that, where Cheech gets locked up in a loony bin, and so he's in a straitjacket, but he can't itch his own balls. So he just starts screaming, "My fucking balls, man!" Oh fuck! Random
Amazing.
Cheech and Chong quote, but fuck.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. That really progressed everything along.
Hey,
So-
fuck you, Ray.
Yeah, you
Hey,
son of a
fuck
bitch.
you.
We haven't attacked you
your
yet, you
attitude.
fucking Yankee bastard.
Yeah.
How dare you? Listen, we will fuck the world over. We will elect Donald Trump.
Don't
Don't
do it, man.
do it.
Oh, scary shit, man.
See,
It is. That is scary shit.
Oh yeah.
And it's
We're
sad
all
'cause
just
it
wa-
actually happened.
If you
Yeah, I
elect
know.
Donald,
We're just watching it all, going, "Oh my god, what's happening?"
I think if you elect Donald Trump, all the Commonwealth nations need to come together and
yeah,
just take away your fucking everything. You're
Everything,
no longer a
everything's gotta go.
country. This
Yeah.
experiment called the United States of America has failed. You're done.
They're
You
like,
go
oh,
back to being a British colony.
Wow.
You failed.
Wow.
You've proven you cannot govern yourselves.
Look, guys. It's like, yeah, look, guys, you just weren't ready. You just weren't ready. That's all.
It was a good experiment. You had a good 200 years.
Did we? Because it seemed like we did a lot of shit in 200 years.
Yeah, in 200 years, you managed to fuck up the world more than anyone had ever done in 200 years before.
That's because that's how we roll. You know,
yeah,
do you
we're
want?
like we let a lot of shit go, but Trump we're not.
Well, I think
So-
it was John Oliver that said, if you go to a museum, you'll really see the horrible, horrible things the British people did. And the U.S., you can look forward to this in the future.
Oh yeah.
yeah. If that happens, man, you can say they've officially jumped the shark. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
America
exactly.
jumped the shark.
That's just culture today, though. Unfortunately, like we look at celebrities like they know stuff. They know things. You know, he's got money and he's got on TV. He's got to know what he's doing.
Nope.
It's just the way it works.
Oh,
America, you're fired.
yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know, man. If it happens, you're welcome to come to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's drop this though. We'll be here all fucking day.
Oh
No
yeah,
shit.
talking in circles.
So anyway, getting back to Our Last Enemy's new disc that you guys are writing. So you got to work with Christian on the last one. What is
Yeah.
there anybody that you're looking to work with on the new one?
Oh, okay. So we've got a couple of names on a short list, which I don't want to jinx, but something I'll say that's not going to happen now, but it's really ironic. One of the names on there was because we got one of our friends' bands here in Australia called King Parrot. Have you heard of those guys?
No.
I have
No,
not.
okay. Okay, they're they just got signed and they just did a couple of US tours and they just did a record with Phil Anselmo from Pantera.
Oh, shit.
And we're like, we always threw his name around a bit, and but as recent events,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Phil's in some trouble recently.
Yeah, I was gonna. If you're gonna have him produce the album, I don't know.
It'll go well as long as you guys are all white.
yeah, well,
Better get
You
your
said-
hood ready.
Didn't you say before we started I could say anything except anything extremely racist?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're tiptoeing on that line right now.
Oh
so.
yeah, we're playing with it.
But no, we're looking at a few names because last time we went to the States, we moved to LA for 3 months to do the record with Christian and at Ray from FYFCStudios, which funnily enough was co-owned by the guys from Cypress Hill. So there was a lot of Cheech and Chong moments then. But
I'm assuming there was just a bag of weed all the time. It was just a garbage
It's like
bag.
a parting gift every time you leave. Like, don't forget your weed.
when you walk in, there was like a shoulder high bong. I was like, damn, that's a didgeridoo.
Wow.
They're like, no, Oliver, that's not how you play this thing.
No,
you inhale.
No, you inhale, not exhale. Funny aside on that, we accidentally brought the cops to the studio one day, the stupid Australian fuckers. And we were like, oh my God, we've just brought the cops to the Cypress Hill studio. We're gonna get our asses kicked. And they were really cool, and they turned out to be like Fear Factory fans, and they became friends with Christian, and he ended up getting a free helicopter ride out of it. And after he's like,
awesome.
He's like, you know what? Thanks, guys. That was actually pretty cool. At first, I thought you fucked up completely, but now, like, that worked out for me. They even gave him some plates that he could put on his car that made, like, these special plates that if a cop sees it, they know it's either another cop or a family member of a cop, so he won't get pulled over. And he's like, man, I got to get out of jail free card from you guys.
Damn,
that is
slick. That's a license to drive 200 mile an hour.
Right? Fuck off, cop.
It was like 1 a.m. and we walked down to, because over there you can, I don't know if it's the same with you guys, you can buy alcohol at like, you know, the 7-Eleven or whatever, or the late night, you know, service station or whatever. Because over here you can only buy alcohol at like at a liquor store. So we're like, oh, cool, we'll get a case of beer and one of those 4-day-old hot dogs.
Exactly.
Get some of those buffalo taquitos.
Yeah, here we have to go to a liquor store, but they're open until like 2 a.m.
2 or 3
usually.
in the morning. Yeah.
Right. So we walked out with a case of beer on our shoulders, and these two cops are just parked there in the car park, like, hey. We're like, hey, officers. They're like, whoa, where are you guys from? Because obviously heard our accents, and we're like, oh, we're from Australia. And he's like, get in the car.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus.
What's wrong? He goes, you obviously just saw 4 dumbass Australians with beer at 1 a.m. walking around downtown LA. He's like, you need us to drive you home. Like, you're up in trouble.
Nice.
And you're like, thanks a lot. So he was really cool about it. He gave us a lift back, and he asked us about what music we're into. And it turns out he was a big metalhead too. We're like, oh, this is cool. And he's like, oh, can I come in and see the studio? And I'm like, oh, shit. I can't say no, but I can't say yes. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm going to get choked, tasered, and a finger in me.
Hey, guys, look who I brought. This is my new friend. He's cool.
Hello, officer. But yeah, it all worked out in the end, and it's a funny story that I can now relate to you on this amazing podcast.
No,
Goddamn
awesome.
right.
So yeah, it was a good time recording with Christian, and so we're not sure. We haven't locked in anyone to do this next record. We've got a few names, but I think, as I say, last time we went over there, I think this time we'll do the slightly cheaper option and probably bring someone here.
Yeah,
But,
it'd be a little cheaper.
It was pretty expensive, but yeah, it was a once in a lifetime experience. But yeah, so anyway, it was good. But yeah, we're looking at that now, and once we actually have everything written and demoed, and we'll move to the next stage on that.
Cool.
So have you guys been able to tour in North America at all?
Yeah, no, we haven't been over there. We've been, we've done Australia and New Zealand, obviously, and we've done a lot of tours here. And when we went to the States, we didn't have the visa to do like paid shows and things like that. And also, Christian wanted us just to focus on the record because we were there to record, so we didn't want to, take too much time off and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, and then we were going to, when we released Pariah, we're like, yeah, we might back it up with a tour, but the ones that we wanted didn't line up at the right time and the cost and everyone's availability. So we thought, look, this record's like kind of like a hello, this is who we are, and it established us a bit. We got a crap load of radio play out, which is great, and it sold pretty well. So we've at least now when we go over, we're definitely going to tour on the second record, and we've got a tiny bit of a profile, I guess, and it's a bit easier to sell. So yeah, we're really looking forward to finally getting that and doing North America. So that includes Canada. So yeah.
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 We've got a concert coming to Canada. Yeah.
Yay!
Probably Toronto.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Toronto.
exactly. The other side of the country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at that, we've had lots of offers and stuff. They just haven't lined up because you got to line it up with, a release and the schedule and all that, and because we want to go over there. We've had lots of opportunities. We could go over there right now and just do the LS Enemy tour and play to like 100 people like we do here, a couple hundred people, and play little pubs and venues and stuff. And it's like, I think the way the label wants to go and we want to go is do like get on a big tour, with a really established band and be the opening and do that. And even if you're only playing to half their crowd a night, that's still like 4 times more people than you were going to get if you went over there as some little unknown Australian band. So we're just trying to line all that up with everyone's schedules and the release dates and all that, and jump on some kind of bigger tour, which will get us to play better venues to bigger crowds. We've also got UK on the cards for end of the year. We've got an offer there, and we've got a couple of Japan offers as well, which I really want to go to Japan, just as a person as well as a band.
Yeah, that's an experience.
Just crazy to go. Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of stuff always coming through. It's just you got to pick and choose, and you got to do it right. Like if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, I want to do it all. Let's do it now.
Let's do it. Yeah.
But you got to do it smart. Otherwise, you're just gonna end up, doing the wrong thing and getting burned. And yeah. So, but yeah, so
then you end up at the 7-Eleven eating taquitos and sucking dick.
Eating sushi taquitos in downtown, Tokyo.
yeah, exactly. I guess we're broke in Japan. Well, do as they do.
Blow some Japanese businessmen to get tickets home.
Yeah. Start selling your panties in vending machines.
Yeah, use panties. That's where I'm going.
These ones are extra musky.
I like those. Damn's good.
Oh man. Is there any bands that you haven't played with that you would give your left nut to play with?
Damn, that's a hell of a price.
Does it have to be the left one though?
Well, if you're partial to the left, I guess righty can go.
Yeah.
Well, I guess for me, like my favorite, I guess, artist, he's been in a lot of bands, is Mike Patton. So like,
hell yeah.
Mr. Bungle, Phanimus, all those kind of crazy, fucked up, tripped out shit. Because that's when we talk about all the different, influences and musics that each member of our band is into. That's my one. I'm into more of the weird, tripped out shit. So, like my bass player the other day did an interview and he's like, yeah, so Biz listens to this, Salt listens to this. And Ollie, he listens to stuff that's sometimes not even music. Like, and there's white noise, just white noise on the stereo.
Oliver, do you have the Mike Patton, the vocal sessions?
Yes, man.
Those fucking things are great. They're great. I love that shit.
There's one track on Pariah, a song called Decoy, where I do this thing where I'm actually hitting my throat, and it's like, hey,
yeah. I know exactly what you're talking.
Yeah. And I definitely got that from one of those Mike Patton vocal sessions. But unfortunately, everyone's like, the layman's like, oh, I like that Disturbed thing you did. I'm like, no, it's not Disturbed.
Everybody that does any kind of similar sound to that, they always give the credit to Disturbed, which is sad.
Like,
because I would say... No, I was just going to say, I would say that Mike Patton is probably one of the most underrated performers of our time anyway. Like, where I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, he gets zero credit for 90% of the shit that he did.
I know. And, so definitely if the tour with any of his acts would be, that would be my goal. We've done a few cool tours here. Like we've done Static X when they came on their last tour. Obviously, they're not going to tour anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's sad.
So that was a good to have that experience. We did Dope before. We've done Fozzy And I know my bass player is really into wrestling, so it was like, yeah, Chris Jericho.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Put me in the walls. Put me in the walls.
That would be cool.
We did Prong at the end of last year, which is really cool. Nemec from Europe, and so we got to tour some cool bands over here that have come over here. But definitely, to do one of those Mike Patton bands would be totally awesome for me. I know.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's been really awesome and eye-opening to talk to bands out of Australia, because I had no idea the scene that you guys have over there.
Yeah.
Like we've talked to you. We talked to Blair from A Breach of Silence, and and just mentioned other bands like King Parrot, Feeder to the Sharks, all those. And it's like, holy fuck! Like I want to go to Australia, man. Sure, everything's trying to kill you, but it sounds like the music is good.
I don't know if I want to go there.
Yeah, that may be an influence, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why it's so aggressive.
Yeah, everything's trying to kill you. You gotta be strong.
Yeah, there's some great bands. There's great bands of all genres here, actually. We got some. Yeah, there's lots of indie bands that are killing it over there. There's some great, electronic artists. We've got loads of cool music. It's just really hard because here it's such a smaller population. Like, it's a huge fucking country, but most of it's uninhabitable desert, and so we've just got these kind of coast towns, major towns. But to do like an Australian tour, you do like 4 cities and it's done. You know what I mean? You can't really tour for a month straight like you can in the States or something. Where
Canada only has 8, so
yeah. So you probably understand. So you can't really, you can't really live off doing it. You can't do like a 2-month tour and have money to live for a while. Like Biz is always telling us, because he played in bands in the States that were doing pretty well. He was making like, a grand or 2 a week just from touring and stuff. I'm like, oh, if only we could do that. So it's really hard for us there. Like we've got a cool scene and we support each other, but it's just, there's a massive glass ceiling that you can only get so big, and there's just nowhere else to go. You got to go overseas. So yeah,
for sure.
That's the only limitation here, and over here, like, you get a couple of hundred people to a show, everyone's like, "Whoa, you've made it!" It's like, well, to really make it, we need 800 to 1,200. You know what I mean? But there's just not that many people that will turn up because there's physically not that many people.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially into a niche genre or something. So it's definitely trying at times, and I understand why a lot of bands don't really take that extra step or call it a day or whatever. And we all have to obviously still have day jobs here, which is how it is. And I actually, from coming back from the States, a lot of the bands I spoke to there, even some of the quite established bands, I won't mention any names, but they all had day jobs too for when they went on the road, because as we talked about before, the music industry is not the cash cow it once was.
No, not at all.
Yeah, well, definitely not for our genre anyway, or for bands that aren't freaking Justin Bieber or whatever. See, I gave you a reference there, guys.
Look at that.
We prefer not to.
We're not associated.
Yeah, we're not associated with him.
We would have taken Bryan Adams or Celine Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
my
man.
high school,
We would have even gone as far as Nickelback, but
I would take the Nickelback before
take the
Bieber.
back.
I'm gonna take that Nickelback.
But I did for my high school music exam, I did a Bryan Adams song. I killed it.
Nice.
Which one?
Summer '69. How much? Come on.
Cuts Like a Knife.
I did the one from the movie, the Robin Hood one.
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fuck, I can't even think of the name of the stupid song, and I know it.
Everything I do.
Oh, okay, I do it for you.
Yeah. Okay,
Beautiful. Well done, sir.
Nice.
go ahead, do the whole song for us.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
wait.
just sit back. Here we go.
We'll play you off with it.
I'm not a jukebox.
Oh, okay. Dance monkey.
Yeah.
Well, and
Sing for me, singer.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Never mind. I was gonna go off on a giant weird tangent.
Yeah, let's just.
I don't know, man. That's why I love doing this, because we get to meet all these cool people from all over, and then we get to take this interview and your music and showcase it to all the people that listen to the podcast.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. And I can't wait to hear what you guys come up with next. I can't wait hopefully one day we'll be able to fucking see you guys live. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, have some beers, have some hot dogs from 7-Eleven.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll get wild and go get Ebola.
Share that shit around, man.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to fuck the AIDS out of you. That's just the way it is.
Pass the Ebola to 10 side.
It was pretty funny though, because when we went, like, clearly we were drunk and belligerent.
Yes.
And I ended up giving merch to the two clerks there. I'm like, you should listen to the show. We do crazy stuff. And they're like, well, you were highly entertaining just here at the store. So I can't wait to
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's a glowing endorsement right there.
Exactly. But I don't know, man. I think we're going to wrap it up here. But was there anything that you wanted to touch on that we kind of haven't hit yet?
Yeah, no. I think we've covered it all. Just I want to give a shout out to Eclipse Records and Chris at Eclipse for putting our record out there for our first time in North American market, which has done really well. We're really thankful for him and everything like that. And obviously all the press and the media, like you guys, for having us on, playing the tracks, and talking about it, getting it out there. It's been really awesome what's happened since we put the record out over there. Like, we're pretty blown away by it, and we're still getting played on radio every second day for a record now that's almost it's like a year old, and it's still cracking. And really thankful, and thank you guys for having me on. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for taking time. It's early as fuck over there.
Yeah.
So we definitely appreciate you taking the time.
Hell yeah.
And the good thing about this is it's not a one and done. So when you guys get some new stuff cracking and you want to come back on, let us know, and we'd have you back in a heartbeat.
We also want to thank Chris from Eclipse Records for setting this up and letting us talk to all these artists and everything.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Here.
Next time I'm going to bring a couple of the guys with me for this, because the more the merrier, I think. It's going to be, and we seem to have the same kind of sensibilities when it comes to shooting the shit, so I'm sure it'll be hilarious.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
No, 100%, man.
Especially if it's later in the day for you guys and we all start drinking, it'll just be a shit show. It'll be great.
Yeah. Yes. We've got to try and line that shit up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
We'll definitely set this up, man.
Yeah, for sure.
You seem like a cool cat, and I can't wait.
Cool, man. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. Really appreciate it. Cheers.
All right, man. Well, thanks. That's our time for FEARCast. I want to thank Razor being on the board, MDI for looking sexy and hanging out. Thanks a lot, Oliver, for doing your thing. Everybody go listen to Our Last Enemy. Run along, kiddies.
Yeah! That's how we live. That's come undone. The sun is gone. That's all here in life now. So now you like it. Here comes it goes. Insatiable and here it lies now. And now we take it above, below, into destruction. Here it lies now. So all the others belie the truth. Forgive the reason. Derision of time. A witch's denial. Scour the earth. Hell of the walls. Earth, sword, earth, sword, earth, sword, skirt. Destroy yours now.
Hey guys, it's Fear from FYFCStudios. I really hope you're enjoying Talk Life, FEARCast, or A&Way. Plus, there's always lots of entertainment over on our website. Because I'm a cannabis advocate and often forget things, I wanted to make a little bumper to get you fine folks to head over to nftfyb.com. No fucking time for your bullshit. That's how we do. Again, that's www.nftfyb.com. Feel free to reach out on any social media. We're always looking for cool people to talk to, get somebody else's opinion on something, crazy stories you see in the news that you'd love to see us react to. Look, we'll probably never be consistent, but we'll always be entertaining. Thank you for listening. One last time, nftfyb.com.